me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
It is time for the Season 5 All-Star Race. It's been a fantastic season up to this point, with Joe Lukowski dominating, but we've had so many different winners, so many different teams winning, and tonight, one team and one driver will be able to crown themselves the Season number 5 JBL Cup Series All-Star Race winner, and someone will get a guaranteed Season 6 reserve for the JBL Cup Series. It is All-Star Night here at New Smyrna. 150 laps on tap. It is the Season 5 JBL All-Star Race. What's up, everyone? It's your boy NS Racing 97, aka Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome back to New Smyrna Speedway. Earlier on tonight, we had an absolute banger of a All-Star Open, which saw Alex Margo, Donnie Farmington, and Joanna Mendoza get the race win in the top 3, and then of course JBL won the fan vote. But we have 21 drives on tap here tonight, and it's going to be pretty simple, a lot more simpler than what we've done in the past here for the All-Star Race. You know, more 5 segments and 1, 2, 3, 4, and from the first 4 segments we'll start 1, 2, 3, 4 in the 5th segment. It's a lot more simpler. It's just straight and simple 150 laps, 75 and 75, and at the halfway break, I guess you can say, will be an entire field inversion. A lot more simpler, and it's going to be a lot of fun here at New Smyrna. And I'm not alone for this one. I'm joined by Alex Graham, and Alex, it's been a hot minute, but welcome back to the JBL Cup Series booth.
Yeah, it's great to be back. I think the last race I did with you was the 100th running of a JBL Cup Series race when my boy John Andrews went to victory lane, and hey, you know what? I'm looking forward to seeing my two guys run in this All-Star race here tonight. I hope they do poorly in this first heat, so that in the second heat they end up going to the front with that invert. That's going to be the very interesting situation we've got here, an entire field invert after the first segment. And hey, that's going to shake things up. But the good thing is we're at a place where passing happens very frequently. New Smyrna Speedway, they're going all over the place. They're overshooting the corners. This is why we have the Smooth Fest here up in the Wassup Cup Series at the beginning of the season every year. And you picked a great place for your all-star race. And you know what? Any of these 21 guys can go to victory lane here tonight and get the all-star race win going into that Coke 600 next week.
Oh yeah, about you mentioned of how it's not really a bad place to be at wherever you start. And I would like to mention that Donnie Farmington, he started 19th in the All-Star Open, and he finished 3rd. So there's that. Qualifying not really gonna matter. But if you start deep in the field, and after the field invert, that could make it it's a lot harder for you to get back up to the front, with it being 75 laps in each half. But you mentioned it, New Smyrna, really wild, and you saw in Open earlier tonight, it was slide job, crossover, battles all over the place. There's 7 battles on the racetrack at once at least. This is a wild short track. What do you think we will see with some of the best in the Cup Series for 150 laps here tonight?
I think we're going to see a lot of these guys sliding around and just jumping all over the place. I think we're going to see a lot of lead changes as well, especially considering in this first segment that whoever wins the first segment is going to start last in the second segment. So you don't necessarily want to win the first segment, and it's going to be kind of interesting to see how that ends up shaking out. But regardless of the fact, these guys are going to be passing like crazy all over the place. We get some of the best racing on any short track in our 2003 here at New Smyrna Speedway. And you know what? Like I said, any of these 21 guys go to victory lane, including our fan vote winner of Trey Bartow.
Oh yeah, the fan vote winner could easily win, or if the guy on pole right now, Eli Blight, could easily win. It does not matter where you start, it only matters where you finish, and that really is the case here tonight. Because really, you want to set yourself up for that field inversion. And with that being said, we have no points here with this being a all-star race. And let's do something a little bit different. Let's go ahead and go through the 21 car field for the Season 5 JBL All-Star Race. Starting 21st in the Season 5 JBL All-Star Open, he won the All-Star Fan Vote, hoping for a little bit better luck in the All-Star race than what he did in the All-Star Open. And the number 41 for Stewart Haas Racing, it is the rookie Trey Barlow.
Starting 20th in the number 10 Stewart Haas Racing Ford, his first season in the JBL Cup Series, and the podium finisher, finishing 3rd in the All-Star Open, rookie Donnie Follington.
Driving the number 3 for RCR, starting 19th in the Season 5 All-Star race. He finished 2nd in the All-Star Open, and he is in the 2nd season in the Cup Series. It is Eric Monaco.
Starting 18th in the number 31 Colleague Racing Chevrolet, his 2nd season in the JBL Cup Series, and the winner of the All-Star Open, Jordan Edwards.
Starting 17th in the Season 5 All-Star race, he is a former All-Star race winner back in season number 2. He has 3 career wins in the Cup Series, and in his 4th season in the number 51 is William Block.
Starting 16th in the number 47 JTG Doherty Racing Chevrolet, the Season 4 JBL Cup Series champion in his 3rd Cup Series season, Derek Hamill.
Starting 15th in the Season 5 All-Star race, he has 2 career wins in the Cup Series, and his 2nd season in the Cup Series is number 4 with Stewart Haas Racing, Brandon Beal.
Starting 14th in the number 78 Live Fast Motorsports Chevrolet, his 3rd season in the JBL Cup Series, a one-time winner in the series, Wyatt Walker.
Starting 13th in the Season 5 All-Star race, he has 2 career wins in the Cup Series. One of them came out Rockingham earlier this season. The 3rd season in the Cup Series, driving the number 7 for Spy Motorsports, is Ace Garcia.
Starting 12th in the number 45 2311 Racing Toyota, his 5th season in the JBL Cup Series and a 2-time winner, it's Travis Crampton.
Starting 11th in the number 54 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota in his 1st season in the Cup Series and picking up 2 wins at Talladega and last week at Darlington is the number 54 of Nick Lopez.
Starting 10th in the number 34 Front Row Motorsports Ford, the winner of the 100th JBL Cup Series race in his 5th JBL Cup Series season, John Andrews.
Starting 9th in the number 38 Front Row Motorsports Ford Mustang in his 2nd season in the JBL Cup Series, it is Justin Zidell.
Starting 8th in the 02 Team Penske Ford, the winner of the Season 5 JBL Cup Series Daytona 500, Riley Spurleytube.
Starting 7th in the number 8 RCR Chevrolet in his 2nd season in the JBL Cup Series and 3 wins to his name is Alan Abel.
Starting 6th in the number 17 RFK Racing Ford, his 2nd season in the JBL Cup Series, a 3-time winner and the defending All-Star Race winner, Logan Williams.
Starting 5th in the number 16 Colleague Racing Chevrolet in his 4th season in the Cup Series, 4 career wins to his name and the first ever the Season 1 All-Star Race winner in the number 16 is Andrew Miller.
Starting 4th in the number 99 Trackhouse Racing Chevrolet, his 4th season in the JBL Cup Series and a 4-time winner, Noah Clifton.
Starting 3rd in the All-Star Race in his 2nd season in the Cup Series, 3 career wins. He is the point leader in the Cup Series, is the number 43 for Legacy Motor Club, Joe Rutkowski.
Starting 2nd in the number 21 Wood Brothers Racing Ford, his 2nd season in the JBL Cup Series and a 1-time winner, Jordan Stout.
And starting on the pole for the Season 5 All-Star Race in the number 42 Legacy Motor Club Chevrolet in his 5th season in the Cup Series with 1 career win is the number 42 of Eli Bright. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get the 21 drivers rolling off for the Season 5 All-Star Race. After driver intros, the first segment is about to begin. Normally I would say who do you think will win, but what do you think will be the strategy going into this first 75 laps?
Well, I think first of all, you don't want to wreck, because if you wreck out, you are out of the race.
Yes.
So you don't want to just automatically wreck. You're not going to get the pole because, hey, you're out of the race. So I don't know. You definitely want to see what you got. You definitely want to be able to make those passes, see what you got. So I think we'll see some guys trying to make those moves, but I think some of the experienced veterans, maybe like Andrew Miller or Trey Bartow and those guys, they're going to fall back a little bit early on and try to get a good starting position for the second segment.
Here we go. Eli Bright joining us out. We have green flag racing for the Season 5 All-Star Race. Eli Bright already washing up the racetrack. Gonna allow Joe Wachowski to get to the inside. And it's kind of what we saw on the first lap in the All-Star Open. And these guys have to play the both worlds here because they want to be in the back at the end of this first segment, but they don't want to crash out instead of a car for the second half of the All-Star Race. Wachowski and Bright Lexi Mo Club 1-2, but Miller almost into the number 42 right there. But he's going to hang on tight for third. And Abel in fourth. And how about little guys, Justin Zidell all the way inside the top 5.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to see that quite yet because obviously you got the invert going on and we're just going to have to see. I think if you have a good car, you're going to move it to the front regardless. And you know what? Maybe if you're Trey Bartow, maybe you want to try to actually go from the back to the front, because if you can do that, then hey, you can do it for another segment as well. So, you know, it might be the trick for some of those guys. Those guys in the back have a much better advantage because, hey, you know, if they don't run well, then they're going to start up front. And then if they do run well, then they're going to have a good enough car to do it again in the second segment. So these guys up front, they're at the disadvantage because, hey, you want to have a good car, you want to run well, but if you run well, then you're going to start in the back, and they don't know what they've got trying to go through the field. So I think the winner of this race, and I know you didn't ask me for my pick there, I think it's going to come from the back of the field with that in mind, because those guys, they can play around a little bit more back there, knowing that if they can move up through the field in this segment, they can do so in the second one.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. It's going to be very interesting of who has the car and what team ended up doing the right strategy of either going for this race win and then starting in the back and trying to move the way all the way up to the front. Or if someone in the back works the way up to the front, Beal got into the outside wall and the number 4 machine might have got shoved up. But then, how about Trey Barlow here, all the way inside the top 10 after starting 21st? Three wide. Oh boy.
That's tight right there. And this is the thing I love about this racetrack. They really go after it through these corners, bouncing off each other all over the place. What did I say about Trey Bartow, though? You know, you can work your way from the back to the front. If you do it in this segment, you can easily do it in the next segment. And we're only 9 laps in, and he's already gone through half the field here. So Bartow might be in a good position. Of course, won the fan vote, and you know what? That's happened before where the fan vote winner has won the All-Star Race. That hasn't happened in the JBL All-Star Race, though?
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's happened before. Barlow could make history here tonight. He definitely has the car to do it, at least in this first segment, but we were only 10 laps into this 150 lap race as a whole. Wachowski to the inside of Aaron Abel, he's going to get that spot. And 3/4 to the inside as Zidell's going to wash up the racetrack into Abel. Almost contact from behind from Trey Barlow, Nick Lopez. Oh my goodness, the race leader goes way wide in the 42. Lopez, the winner at Darlington, the winner at Talladega. Hey, there's not a lot of rookies in this field. Maybe Nick Lopez can get a guaranteed season 6 reserve. That's what Logan Williams did. He was a rookie in season number 4. Won All-Star Race, got a guaranteed reserve. So Nick Lopez trying to do what Logan Williams did 1 season ago.
And we'll have to see if he can in fact do so, but the downside is, you know, these guys here, they have not fallen back. They've stayed up front, which means, you know, if they do start back, will they have a good enough car to work their way back up front? With that in mind, you may want to start up front. If those guys who did start up front are as dominant as they are at the moment, the guys who are in the back of the field right now might actually be at the advantage later on. But then again, there's Trey Bartow in that 41 who just keeps on working his way to the field. He's up to 7th right now in a battle right there with the 8 machine of Aaron Abel. As for the race lead, how about Nick Lopez taking it away there from Eli Bright?
Nick Lopez won last week at Darlington in a very late race charge, and Nick Lopez is starting to get some momentum, and You know, if Lopez can get a good one here tonight, maybe even win, that could get some momentum towards the final 4 races of the regular season. I don't think he can make it, but who knows? To the race lead, he goes for now. But Eli Bright with a little bit of a crossover back to the inside of Nick Lopez, gonna shove the rookie up the racetrack. Oh boy,
That's tight right there. That was very tight. How about this 51 right here? William Brock up to 5th. Solid run for him, looking to take 4th away right there. And you also got the 8 machine right behind these guys as well. Aaron Abel doing a great job, and how about? And they just keep on getting around this 54 right here. That's Joe Rutkowski, and we got some moments right there. That's John Andrews there. Or no, sorry, that's Justin Zeidel. And John Andrews is right behind those guys.
Logan Williams, the defending champion of the All-Star race, and he won at Kansas a couple of weeks ago. He's got damage, but he shouldn't be out. And you know what? This might actually work out for him in that second segment, but one driver I would like to mention is Aaron Abel. He is on, I believe, a 6-race top 5 streak on the channel. He won at Dover, got top 5 in the birthday bash, top 5 in Autism Awareness 500 at Dover, Indy, and in Talladega. I believe he got a top 5 at Kansas and a top 5 at Darlington. So Aaron Abel, at least if you count Cup and the special events, he's on a 6-race streak. I don't know about trucks, but at least for Cup and special events, Abel is on a roll. Let's see what he can do here tonight in the All-Star race. Right now, the top 8 are very, very tight with each other. And Ian Miller's going to slide up in front of William Block, and that's going to out Trey Ball, last driver on the grid earlier tonight, up to 3rd. And how about William Block? Block is trying to become a 2-time All-Star race winner. No one's done that yet.
We'll have to see how Trey Barczyk can do here with Rutkowski and Eli Bright ahead of him. That 41 is clearly one of the fastest cars on the racetrack right now, which is kind of it'd be the worst driver on the racetrack, but definitely not the case. And you know what? If he can get to the race lead here, he might as well just try to keep it, because then all he's got to do is do the same thing again in the second segment, and then boom, he's got an all-star race win. He's up to 2nd right now as he's getting around Joe Rutkowski right there and trying to close in here on our race leader.
Trey Barlow, he might be the fastest car on track. He has the 3rd fastest lap. So this 41 is absolutely lightning quick. Only 25 laps in, and he's up to from 21st to 2nd. But William Block, he also started deep in the field in his number 51, and he's trying to take 2nd away from from Trey Barlow. But meanwhile, how about Eli Bright? 5th season in the All-Star race. He knows the thing about these All-Star races, but like I said, this is the first one at New Smyrna Speedway, and he's doing a good job of almost a 1-second advantage in that number 42. A bunch of sliding up for the top 5 positions. Barlow to the inside is going to take that 2nd spot away, and Rutkowski to the inside of Garcia, Lopez to the inside of Abel, and right behind Abel is a former All-Star race winner of Andrew Miller, top 7 under a blanket. Oh, and we got yellow, I think.
Uh-oh.
And we do. And here we go. This is what we saw in the open. Fuel is not an issue, but they did pit for tires. Tire wear is not really a massive issue, but these guys are going to do a reset here, 25 laps in, and get 4 fresh tires here.
Yeah, you don't want to go a lap down. I'm assuming even if you go a lap down, you're not going to continue on to that next segment. So definitely something these guys are thinking about. And tire wear definitely going to be a big thing. So if you do get the tires, you're definitely going to be going a bit faster here. So going to be interesting to see how that ends up shaking out. Eli Bright's the first one down the pit lane, and it's 4 tires for all these guys as well, which definitely makes it interesting. But Trey Barcho in that 41, looks like he's going to win the race off. How about that?
That 41 pit crew for Stuart Haas Racing, I think, is either going to be first or 2nd for that 41 team. Barlow really looking like a good driver here tonight, and a good equipment, and yeah, it's gonna be Bright being the race leader, barely. Not really sure what happened to bring out the first caution of the night, but let's go ahead and see what happened for the first yellow of the night here in the All-Star race. Well, here we go. Donnie Farrington, who advanced from the All-Star Open earlier tonight, battling for the 14th position with Jordan Stout. Jordan Stout in the 21 washes up the racetrack ever so slightly, and Farrington's going to get to the inside, clip the 21, and that's going to send both of them down the racetrack. And the 34 John Andrews is going to turn the 10, and luckily, I know it doesn't look like it, but luckily the 34 was there, or it could have been really bad for the 10, 21, and the rest of the field. A little hit into the outside wall for Farmington, and a spin for John Andrews, and really both of these drivers should be fine. They shouldn't be out. Not too much damage. It's going to take a lot of damage to take someone out here on a short track, so they should be just fine. But a tough play for the All-Star, one of the drivers that made it from the Open of Farmington, and the 100th points race winner of John Andrews.
Yeah, this is just a classic style New Smyrna wreck right here. Let's get a little bit wide, and yeah, Fallington is guiding in the stout, and John Andrews was also trying to get to the inside of Fallington, and thankfully it wasn't too violent of an accident. Both drivers should be able to continue on the lead lap, but definitely not what these guys wanted, or is it? Because, hey, you know what? They get sent to the back of the field, and if they kind of end up finishing back there, they end up starting up front in the second segment. That's the big wild card here in this first segment. It's definitely going to get interesting.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. We have pit stops, and then we'll be Eli Brightman's back to the green. And let's get back to the restart here in the first segment of the Season 5 All-Star race. Welcome back to New Smyrna Speedway here for the Season 5 JBL All-Star race. We are in the first segment still, and after the first yellow of the night for a minor incident between Farmington and John Andrews. Both cars are still on the racetrack. We will go back going with about 43 laps to go, I believe. So, continue what ends up happening. It will be Eli Bright, Trey Ball, William Brott, Joe Wilkowski, and Ace Garcia, the top 5. Still a long way to go in this one. About halfway through the first segment, and we are back green here at New Smyrna.
And you're going to see these guys wash up just a little bit. Sometimes they get 3 wide off of these restarts, and you know the big thing is you got to be careful not to wreck yourself out. That's the number one thing, because if you don't finish in the lead lap, you're out of the race. And how about this 41 of Trey Bartow from last to first in less than half, well, right about halfway through this segment. So that's a perfect thing for him. And whoa, boy, that was tight. How about that, Aaron Abel getting bumped around back there?
Something happened between Joe Wilkowski and Aaron Abel, I believe. They're going to keep it straight. We're going to keep it back here for now, as this is really, really tight. A hornet's nest back here. How about the defending champion Derek Hamill made some moves in that number 47. Beal's trying to something in the middle. Oh, Joe Wilkowski got
some wild racing back here.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh my goodness.
Oh boy, you gotta love this track. You gotta absolutely love this track. And the way these guys just go all over the place. And Bartow slipped up there. He was about to take the race lead, and now down the thirds, Nick Lopez got around him, and you got Eli Bright pulling away on that 42. I'm going to be intrigued if he wins this segment. Can he work through the traffic to actually get back up front? That's going to be a huge one for him.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. And you know what? We saw the fan vote up front, and how about second in the All-Star Open? Eric Monaco is now up front in this number 3 machine, doing a fantastic job. Up to third, and now possibly up to second. And it's literally second on back is racing like absolute bonkers right now. Monaco sliding up into the 54 a little bit. This is absolutely chaotic, and this is only not even 4 laps into this one. And you know, we saw some chaos here at this here in All-Stars before at Eldora, but nothing quite like this. This is on a different level. Hamill almost in the corner pair of Monaco, and fantastic stuff early on.
Absolutely, and you know that's what I expected. That's what I expected when we announced this New Smyrna All-Star race, for it to be pretty solid. And you know what? I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. And the one interesting thing is just how dominant Eli Bright is. And you know, whoever ends up getting the pole might actually be in that position for the second segment. So who's running last right now? That's the big question, because you know, I mean, they're shuffling around back there right now. It's Logan Williams, and you know, it's far from over in terms of that battle, but that's the battle for the pole, which could very well determine who ends up winning the race, considering what Eli Bright's done in this first segment.
Yeah, who knows if one of the faster cars in that second segment end up starting on the pole, then we could see a Eli Bright scenario happen. But Hamill got past Nick Lopez, and Hamill's starting to close back in on this number 42. Monaco to the inside of Lopez for the third position. And we have, like I said in the open, there's so many battles on the racetrack, and I cannot show them all. But this racetrack is something special, and Monaco gonna get to the inside of Lopez for the third position. And really, the ideal scenario would be if you finish somewhere in the middle of the field, because most likely you will start in the middle of the field, like 10th to 12th. You'll probably start somewhere in that range. So if you want a neutral ground loss, probably around 10th to 12th.
The good thing is, though, for these guys who are in the middle of the field, oh, we got another caution.
Second caution of the night.
Another yellow here.
Looks like it might be Crampton.
He's got some damage right there. I see some skid marks there off the exit of turn number 2. It's probably where it happened there with William Brock.
That's a lot of damage on the 51 on the rear end. Don't think that's going to take him out, as he's not going to go down pit road. But second caution of the night. We only saw one in the open, but already 2 here in segment number 1. Let's go ahead and see what happened, as no one's going to pit. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring up the second caution of the night in segment number 1. Well, here we go. Maybe a little bit of a questionable move from the 5-season veteran of Travis Crampton. Gonna slide up the racetrack all the way on the bottom, get turned by the 38 of Zidell, and he's gonna go into the outside wall, and look at the hit that William Block and Travis Crampton take both off the ground. An amazing record performance from the number 10 of Farmington. Maybe a little bit of tap for Joe Wachowski. Luckily no one flipped, and luckily I don't think anyone will be out from that crash, but hey, this might look out for them in that second segment, but tough break for Crampton, Block, maybe a little bit of Joe Wachowski and Justin Idell. A lot of carnage early on here in the All-Star race.
Yeah, definitely an interesting wreck right here between William Brock and Travis Crampton, and that 45 just slides up, and yeah, Zidell was there in that 38 machine, and yeah, it's just this the typical New Smyrna type wreck. When these guys slide up off the exit, they just go on a bit too aggressively, and lots of times they can get away with it, but right there they did not, and tough break for those guys. Good news for them is I think they're all still on the lead lap, so that's really good news, because if they do have a little bit of damage and they stay on the lead lap, finish last, whoever ends up finishing last gets the pole for that next segment.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's going to be interesting what ends up happening. I believe we will go back with about 30 laps to go, so let's get back racing here in this first segment in the All-Star race. Welcome back to New Smyrna Speedway, here for segment number 1 of the Season 5 All-Star race. It will be 25 laps to go exactly. Everyone is still out onto the racetrack, and it will be Eli Bright still out front, Hamill, Lopez, Monaco, Clift in the top 5, Garcia, Miller, Beal, Barlow, and Andrews the top 10. How about the Daytona 500? Wireless Bully do not race since the 500, and he's just outside the top 10. Here we go, 25 laps to go here in segment number 1. Great restart from Eli Bright in the number 42.
Eli once again getting off to a good start. He's led the most laps in this segment. And at this rate, if he wins, it's going to be interesting to see what he can do from the back in the second segment. Because we've seen a lot of guys shuffle around to that second position, but Eli's been the one who stayed up front pretty much this entire run. So, going to be interesting to see how that ends up shaking out. Here comes the 99, Noah Clifton, looking for the third position on Nick Lopez, and you got the 7 right there behind him, Vase Garcia as well.
Vase Garcia's had a good season, so has the number 99 of Noah Clifton. Oh, Monaco's gonna slide to the bottom. And meanwhile, we might have a battle for the race lead here. Dale Hamill was catching up with Eli Boyd before that yellow happened. And Hamill might have a one to the inside here down in turn number 1. Eli's gonna block the 47. But Hamill's gonna get there and side by side for the race lead. And Hamill's gonna easily take it. Is he gonna do a slide job? No, he's not. He's just gonna stay on the bottom. And new race leader, the season 4 champion of Dale Hamill. But Eli Boyd's gonna try and get back to the inside. And here we go. We saw this in open. And we might see this again. Oh boy!
Oh, yikes. They're
What?
going. Oh no, Clifton's not going to save it.
He is.
Oh my. Oh my. That's going to benefit him. Because of the invert, that's going to benefit him right there. Somehow they managed to avoid spinning around, causing a yellow as Eli Bright back out front on the 42. And these guys are going to swap again. How about Derek Hamill? Bright just dives in a little too much. Opens the door for Hamill, and Hamill takes it right back, and then Hamill does the same, and they keep on doing it. It's like watching that Kansas Cup race.
The second mention of the Kansas Cup race tonight wants to mention that in the open, and honestly, yeah, this is what we've seen. Just these guys going back and forth multiple laps in a row, and it is fantastic to see. Hamill's going to wash up the racetrack. That might allow Eli Bright to do it again, and it is. Here we go again for the 4th or 5th lap. Hamill still trying to challenge on his outside lane, not going to do it. Ace Garcia in 3rd back there. Monaco, he knows a thing or two about swapping back and forth. Fiat Nusimo swapping back and forth between Jordan Edwards early on in the open. Bright's going to do a slide drop, take the waist leap back. Hamill's going to back up the corner, get a good run on that exit, and going to try to do it again for the 5th or 6th lap in a row between Hamill and Bright.
He also got a battle going on behind them. How about the 19 moving his way through the field right there? Or no, that's the 3, excuse me, of Eric Monaco, other Bass Pro Shops car. Eric Monaco to the inside there of the 7 machine. Ace Garcia also having a good day. And how about our day? As far as I know, and here he is running top 5 and now top 4 as he goes to the inside of Monaco for position.
SpillYouTube, he only ran the 500. And because he won the 500, that opened up the option for him to be in the All-Star race. Team Penske accepted the option. And so far it's looking pretty good. SpillYouTube at the top 5 here in the first segment, even though it doesn't really matter that much. But that O2 machine for Team Penske might have showed some speed. And we are about to catch up with a lap car potentially, and that's Travis Crampton.
Oh, and Crampton's got to be careful not to be lapped here. I said just before or actually during that accident, he may be one of those guys who, if he slows down enough, manages to stay in the lead lap, could end up getting the pole if he stays in the lead lap. But if he gets lapped here, that's going to be it for him. And the way these two guys are coming on him here, there's a good chance he may end up going a lap down before the end of this segment.
Yeah, I think that 45 with Travis Crampton has a lot of damage. And unfortunately, that's just the way that it's going to be. And he's going to block the leaders knowing the outcome. And unfortunately, he's going to go lap down with 10 laps to go. That 45 just has a lot of damage. It doesn't look like a lot of damage, but there must be some engine damage. And unfortunately, going to cost him. But Hamill, a great one on the inside. He's going to pass Crampton, a lap cut, and Eli Bright for the race lead once again. Going to go back towards the back of the field. Fallington's slow, but I don't know if he will catch up with him in time. Oh, no! Well,
Joe Rutkowski.
Just as I was going to the back of the field, Rutkowski gets spun around. It looks like the third one actually has damage. There's been a lot of chaos all over the racetrack here, but no one is out. Normally I would do a wave around for Crampton, but I don't know. He will be in the way for leaders. I'm not entirely sure. I'll let and see what the officials.
Well, the thing is, if you wave him around, though, he's going to get back on the lead lap, and he's already been lapped by those leaders. So, in respect to the guys who did make that move, it's a bit unfair to Eli, Derek, and all those guys who won't have to deal with another car in the second segment. So I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Just out of fairness for everyone else who did actually get around him right there.
We might just
even if he might be in the way.
Yeah, we might just have him go to the back. We'll see. But let's quickly see what happened to Joe Rutkowski for the third caution in segment number 1, and then we will have a fairly short sprint here in segment number 1. Well, we are going to look at this one time, and unfortunately, I think you might have some explaining to do on this one. Zydell just turns Joe Rutkowski off at turn 4.
Yeah, enough of them, I guess.
I guess so. Tough way for Joe Rutkowski. He's had a rough night so far, and luckily it's not going to be out, I don't think, but tough way for the 43. But we are going to have a sprint here in segment number 1. Let's go ahead and get to the restart late here in the first segment. Well, it's been a crazy all-star race so far, and how about we end segment number 1 off of a bang with 4 laps to go. Hamill in the lead, Bright in second, Lopez, Marco, and Garcia the top 5. It's going to be interesting what ends up happening because you don't really want to be inside the top 10 here at the end of segment number 1. But we are going to see if we will win segment number 1 in probably a chaotic fashion. 4 laps to go. What will Hamill and Bright and Lopez do? Back going with 4 laps to go in segment number 1.
If you're Eli Bright, I almost feel like you want to win it based on how much you've dominated. He's going to try it right here, but Nick Lopez almost spun him around, and that 7 got spun. Ace Garcia,
watch out, watch out, watch out.
Oh, that's going to take Clifton out. That's going to take Clifton out. Justin's around, and that's going to end this segment. That is a shame.
Well, I thought it was going to be a chaotic segment finish. It was. But that's going to end the segment, and that's going to end the night for the number 99 machine. Oh, that was a big hit.
That was a bad angle into the outside right there.
Well, you guys will see that middle time in the corner of the screen. Final lap of the first segment. Now this is going to be interesting. I think Seidel is just spun around in the 38 for the most part, I think. We'll see. I don't see any... Oh
no. Yeah, he also got a pretty big hit, I think, in that 38, so looks like that'll unfortunately take him out. And this is working out a little bit better for Eli Bright. The more people that get knocked out here, the less further back he has to start. So we'll have to see if that ends up being the case for him.
Yeah, that is fairly unfortunate. I didn't really see a lot of damage, really, for that 38, besides the size, so I'm going to have to see. But Bright will win segment number 1, and it will... okay, I don't know what just happened.
In our 2003 moment.
But yeah, Crampton's a lap down, so I think it will be Joe Witkowski being on the pole for that second segment. What a wild first segment here in the All-Star race. Eli Bright will start 17th, and unfortunately Seidel, Clifton, Crampton, and Block will all be out of the All-Star race. Some big names right there. Unfortunately will be eliminated from the All-Star race, but we still have 17 cars remaining. And let's get to the second segment here for the All-Star race. Welcome back to the All-Star race for season number 5 for the JBL Cup Series here at New Smyrna Speedway. And after a chaotic first segment, we are here and we are back for segment number 2 with the field fully inverted. Unfortunately, 4 drivers are out of Travis Crampton, Justin Seidel, Noah Clifton, and William Blott. So we still have 17 cars here on track for 75 laps, and in theory, 4 more cars, maybe we can have a little bit cleaner segment. But as you can see, Joe Witkowski, Donnie Farrington, Jordan Edwards, and Logan Williams, just to name a few, that had a struggling first segment, they are now starting first, second, third, and fourth. And then Eli Bright, Derek Hamill, and everyone out up front start 17th and towards the back. Still 75 laps. How do you think this segment's going to go here for the All-Star race, knowing that this is the final 75 laps?
This is going to be an interesting one because now there's no more invert, so you want to be up front for this final segment because, hey, you know what? That's the position that's going to give you the race victory. We saw in that first segment, these guys, they raced it a little bit wild, especially back in the field. And you know what? We're going to see more of that here in this final segment, knowing that this is, in fact, for the race win in this All-Star race. So it's going to be fun, just like the first segment was.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt, it's going to be a sign, to say the least. Joe Witkowski will start on pole for the second segment, and then it's Farrington, Edwards, Williams, Abel, Beal, Miller, Garcia, Barlow, he's finished 9th and he starts 9th here in segment number 2. Stout will only driver remain John Andrews. Wiley Spurley still in the field, the Daytona 500, trying to get a season 6 guarantee reserve. And then we got Wyatt Walker, Eric Monaco, Nick Lopez, Derek Hamill, and Eli Bright, who dominated the first segment. You have to start from 17th to the front if he wants to win the season 5 All-Star race. And let's go ahead and get these draws one off. And now, now that we got the first half in our books, now I will ask you the money question. Who do you think will win the season 5 JBL All-Star race?
Well, Eli Bright started on the pole and ended up winning that first segment there. He didn't lead every single lap, though. I feel like Joe Rakowski's going to be in a bit of an advantage with that, but I don't think he's going to be the one who wins it. I'm going to look at the driver starting 4th, Logan Williams.
Oh.
You know, we didn't see anything of him early on, but I think that might have been a strategy play. Of course, he's a past All-Star race winner, so I think he's going to do it in that 17.
Could go back-to-back here in the All-Star race. Here we go, segment 1 in the bus, and we are back going for segment number 2. Here for the second 75 laps of the All-Star race. 3 wide already for the race lead almost. Joe Witkowski washed up the racetrack a little bit into Farmington, but he's going to keep it clean. And Jordan Edwards kept it to the inside and calmed it down a little bit for the first lap of segment number 2. But with 17 colors, only 4 less than what we had before. I'm sure the intensity is still going to be crazy. Witkowski F1 and Jordan Edwards, who won the Open, is in 2nd.
How about this for Jordan Edwards? Of course, there's only 17 drivers in this field now, so a little bit of a smaller field for these guys here. You got Bartow making some moves right there. Of course, started last in that first segment. Managed to find himself in 9th and started 9th for this one as we got 3 wide right there. Nick Lopez. 7 machine there, Ace Garcia, and the 4 Brandon Beal. Oh, and Grace Garcia once again getting very early.
Oh,
they're going to be 4 wide, and they're wrecking. They're already wrecking. They may not throw the caution out for that. That was at the back of the field. They're going to keep it green.
They're going to keep it green. That was 3 wide, almost 4 wide back there. And they're going to keep it green. Tough boy for Wyatt Walker and Brandon Beal, especially. A lot of damage in that number 4 machine. Meanwhile, the season 1 also race winner of Animal is up into the 3rd position. Barlow is up into the top 5 all the way after starting at 9th. And oh my goodness, the chaos has begun once again here at New Smyrna, but this has been fantastic racing all night long between the Open and so far, especially here in All-Star race. And we mentioned only 17 colors, and that 42 of Boy has already made some big moves.
The driver who started last in that first segment was Trey Bartow, and he got himself almost to the race lead. And we know Eli Bright's got a strong car. No surprise to see him run well in this one. More 3 wide right here. Andrew Miller stuck in the middle with Follington and Abel. You got to be careful right here through the corner. Miller. Oh boy, that's not good for those guys. They're going to gain some damage from that, but they're going to keep it going.
My goodness, we did not see nearly as much chaos in the Open as we did in All-Star race. I'm shocked by that. But hey, it's the All-Star race. They won a guaranteed spot in season number 6, and how about this? We got Trey Barlow, Eli Bright, and Joe Witkowski 1, 2, 3 here at New Smyrna. And for the first time tonight, here comes Barlow to the inside of Joe Witkowski.
And how about Trey Bartow in this 41 machine? We'll have to see if he gets in the clean air, if he can pull away and maybe steal this one as the fan vote winner. That would be quite impressive if he could pull that off. But you know what? I feel like these 3 guys right here, they're probably the strongest 3 to have a shot at winning this race. I know Rakowski didn't have the best segment 1. Obviously got spun around there in that one, but you know, he's going back for the race lead right here on this 41 machine. But Eli Bright's right there in that 42 looking to take 2nd. And you know what? I have a feeling once Eli Bright gets the race lead, he may not look back tonight.
He did it once already in segment number 1, and I'm afraid that maybe if Eli Bright gets back up to the front, that could be game over. I think I just saw Logan Williams go into the outside wall in the number 17. Oh, door slam from the 2 teammates. Here comes Ace Garcia for trying to make it through life a 2nd.
Crazy stuff here. Crazy stuff here in New Smyrna. How about Bartow now going to the inside? And Bartow. You want another Kansas reference right there? And that's what it looked like right there. Kyle Larson on Chris Buescher at the line.
Oh,
they're bumping off each other. It's just, we've got it all. And how about Ace Garcia? How about this for a dark horse pick? He's to the inside of Bartow, and once again they're swapping positions.
Still side by side. Here and Ace Garcia now out front. The top sits under a blanket. Farrington, one of the drivers that made it from the open inside the top six. Oh boy, 3 wide almost between Hamill, Edwards, and Lopez. Again, Spillway 2 doing a good job in this number 02. Side by side for the race lead. I want to go through the field and see what happens to possibly Logan Williams, but I can't. With the top six battling the way that they are. Rokowski back to the inside of Ace Garcia, and here comes John Anderson in number 34. The last time you were in the booth was the 100th race, and this is a big time race, one of the crown jewels, I guess, of the season, and Andrews is back up front.
And how about this run for John Andrews here? We really didn't talk about him in that first segment. Here he is with an opportunity of getting it done here in the main event. And you know what? He's taking the race lead away here from Joe Kessie. Look at what these guys are doing. They just keep on swapping here for all these positions, these 5 guys. And you know what? The top 6, they've pulled away from the rest of the field, even while doing all this battling for position.
Yeah, this might be the top 6 cars on the racetrack. Honestly, they're the top 6, but these might be the fastest 6 cars on the racetrack right now. Boy up into second, John Andrews to the race lead. Ace Garcia with a little bit of contact with Joe Rokowski. Eli Bright gonna go to the inside here of John Andrews for the race lead, and this has been absolutely chaotic stuff, and I think New Smyrna already has made a massive case to be the season 6 All-Star race home, because this has been fantastic between the All-Star race and the All-Star Open. Fantastic stuff. Bright back out front. Andrews tried getting to the inside. Garcia said no. I want that inside lane. Garcia to the inside. Gonna slide up into John Andrews. Side by side for the race lead. And we're gonna quickly see why Walker's off the pace. Beal is off the pace. Marco is off the pace, unfortunately. Miller might be off the pace a little bit. Same with Abel. I was concerned about Logan Williams, but it is Logan Williams. He's out. He blew up. Man. Oh man.
Instant jinx. It happens to all of us.
Well, maybe that's why he was lying up against the wall. He blew up and tried getting out of the way of everyone else. So tough break for Logan Williams. Not gonna go back to back here tonight. I bet he just wants to get Charlotte next week for the Coca-Cola 600, because it's not been a good night for that 17 machine. John Andrews to the inside of Ace Garcia, and well, like you said, the top 6 are just pulling away. They have a 3-second lead, and basically a 2.5 second lead over 7th.
Yeah, these guys are definitely, if this thing stays green, those one of the winners is going to be one of the top 6, no doubt about it. They've calmed it down a little bit, but I'm rooting for my guy John Andrews right here. He got the 100th win, and you know what? He could very well get this one here tonight as well. But Ace Garcia, how about Ace Garcia? He really did not have a good run. Oh my goodness, how about Trey Bartow right there? And Ace Garcia is going to go ahead and take the race lead away, or try to, from Eli Bright. Not quite enough of a momentum to the inside, but he's got it right here. And what a battle for these guys. This is such a great racetrack, and that's why we have the Smooth Fest here every year. And oh boy, we're going to get some 3 wide, aren't we? Not quite.
Almost. Oh man. Joe Rokowski blocked Twebo. Twebo said, nah, I want that spot. And so much racing all over the racetrack here. And we still have about 45, 47 laps to go here in the All-Star race. And it can really be anyone's race in the top 6. It can be Ace Garcia. It can be Eli Bright, Trey Bartow, John Andrews. It can be the rookie of Donnie Farrington as well, who made it through the Open. Or it could be the point lead of Joe Rokowski. It can be anyone in the top 6 as of now, if we don't get a caution. Bartow to the inside of Ace Garcia. And man, this is absolutely fantastic. Fantastic racetrack. And we still have 45 laps to go, and now we got Eli and Tway battling for the top spot.
How about it? I really can't pinpoint a specific driver who might win this race. I mean, all 4 of these guys especially who are top 4 right now, have really just been able to drive themselves right to the race lead each and every time. And it might just be about who gets in the right place at the right time near the end of this race if it keeps up like this. But we may get to a point, if they start battling for second, that someone could pull away, and that is very possible. And Ace Garcia right now has them side by side behind him, so that might help him out just a little bit here in his attempt to get this All-Star race win.
Ooh. That was close between Eli Boy and Trey Ball right there. Andrews is gonna step up. Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no is right.
Well,
Wow.
there goes second and third, and there's the first caution of segment number 2.
You see, that wasn't good for Ace Garcia, because if they had continued to battle for second place, he would have been able to pull away. But now he's going to have all these guys behind him, and he's going to have to come down and get some fresh tires here as the opportunity presents itself. John Andrews right behind him there.
That was a big hit for Eli Boy and Trey Bell, and you know what? They are friends off the racetrack. I don't know how much they're going to be friends on the racetrack now with that. That's unfortunate. It's all stories, but tough boy, and ironically, that is about when they pitted the first time in that first segment for 4 flush tires. And they're going to do it again here for 40 laps to go. See who wins the race off. Ace Garcia is going to be ahead of John Andrews, and it will be Ace Garcia being the race leader. And then it would be John Andrews in second, I believe Wachowski in third, Fallington, Spulley Hamill, top 5, I believe, top 5, top 6. See, where is Eli Boy and Trey Bell? There they are. They're still going to be on the racetrack, but that was a big hit for them.
Lose all that ground, and they've got damage to their cars too, which isn't going to help them.
Yeah, that's not going to help them at all, and that's going to possibly slow up some of these guys behind them, like Abel, Miller, Monaco, Walker, and Beal. It's been a chaotic night here at New Smyrna. Let's go ahead and get a replay of what about the first caution of segment number 2 here in All-Star Race. Here we go. This happened. They were single file when they entered turn 1. John Andrews slipped up in the number 34. That allowed Trey Bell to go into the inside, but then Eli Boy, I think it's tight. Tried making it through light, got tight, and got into the corner panel of Trey Bell. And unfortunately, it's going to turn bottom, and this is going to be a big hit into the inside wall. A couple big hits for Trey Bell right there. It doesn't show a lot of damage, but there's definitely some damage on both the 41 and the 42. Tough boy. Both of them had a really great chance of winning this one. And now both of them probably are not going to win the Season 5 All-Star Race. Not going to be out, but definitely going to have a lot of damage and definitely not going to win here tonight.
Yeah, and Eli Bright just all over the quarter panel there of Trey Bartow, and then John Andrews gets a little loose there, and that's just enough for Bartow to take it, and Bright was still there. That's a tough break for those guys, especially both of them. I mean, both of them had a very good chance of winning this race, and now I don't think they're gonna have an opportunity after that one. Such a tough break for those guys, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes here in New Smyrna. We see that quite often here around this racetrack.
Yeah, we've seen that a bunch here tonight, and might not see that. Well, we might not be done seeing that here tonight. Just about halfway through segment number 2, it will be Garcia leading us back to the wing. Let's get back to the restart here with 37-ish laps to go here at New Smyrna Speedway. Welcome back to New Smyrna Speedway. It has been a chaotic all-star night. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, because I know I have. I know Bronson did, and I think you have too as well. As this has been fantastic.
It's always fun here. It's always fun here.
Great short track here in Florida, and we're not done yet. About 37 laps to go. Right at halfway, and it will be Ace Garcia, John Andrews, Joe Wachowski, Donnie Fallington, and Wiley Spulley to the top 5. And here we go. Back for the restart about halfway through. Segment number 2, 37 laps to go. And the Season 5 All-Star Race. Great jump from Garcia, but an even better jump from John Andrews.
And then John Andrews is going to try to take it right here. He's got a nose,
Oh,
and Fallington
Uh-oh. Sliding up the racetrack. He's gonna get hit by
Oh
Field.
my goodness, that's a hard hit. They might not call it though because they're still at the back of the field. If they come back around, then it might end up being a caution. But you know what? I think they're going to be able to get away with this one here. But then again, that 4 machine is right in the way. And this could really get dicey with Andrews and Ace Garcia coming back around for the race lead here.
Oh, what's Bully Tip doing? Oh my goodness.
My goodness, he got held up by him.
Oh boy, I think Spillington was the one that caused all that melee to begin with, and unfortunately Spillington's gonna get held up, and we got a battle for the race lead between Ace Garcia and John Anderson, and I guess the officials are showing a little bit of leeway for crashes in the back, with it being the All-Star race. We were for third between Edwards, Wachowski, and Hamill, and then we got a battle for the race lead.
And how about this right here? 3 wide there for third. How about, oh boy, that 31 overshot, and Rakowski's going to take it back. You know, it might be, if this thing stays green, that's a big if, after what we saw right there, I should say. It could be between John Andrews and Ace Garcia for this All-Star race win, and how about Andrews here looking to the inside for that top position.
It's been a topsy-turvy season for John Andrews. Obviously won at Atlanta, fell back on points a little bit. I believe he is inside the top 20, so he is vying for a wild card spot now, and 4 races to go in the regular season. And what a way to build up some momentum with getting a All-Star race win, but these two are going to keep on swapping back and forth. Both of these drivers have race wins this season. Atlanta for John Andrews and Rockingham for Ace Garcia. 1-2 here at Smyrna. They keep on doing slide drop city here. Oh, John Andrews with a little bit of contact, and now that's going to allow Joe Wachowski, Hamill, and Jordan Edwards to catch up in the number 31 machine. Oh my goodness. Oh,
and they're really going to slide up there.
Oh, we got a caution.
Oh, and the caution's back out.
That would be why.
Back out.
I'm not entirely sure what the caution is necessarily for. But, chaos here tonight, especially here in the All-Star race itself. We've had a couple of incidents that coulda, woulda, shoulda, under normal circumstances. Probably would have brought a caution if we had the full field, but we didn't, and well, we're gonna have another restart with about 25 laps to go. Beal is now out in the number 4, and Jordan Edwards has been out with blowing an engine early on. Oh my goodness, the 10 is just, has damage, the 3 has damage, the 7 is all torn up. Bottle has damage, 16 has damage, the 21 is fine, it looks like. It might be better off of who doesn't have damage at this point. Well, let's go ahead and see what's been to bring out the second caution of segment number 2, and I believe the 5th caution of the night here at Smyrna Speedway. Here we go, this is towards the middle of the field, and a lot of drivers just stood up here, and that's what we are seeing here as of late, as these drivers are pushing it here late in all stories. And unfortunately Monaco stood up the racetrack into the semi of Waku, who already had damage from an early incident, and kind of like what we just saw of Treybo and Eli Bright in almost the same tire tracks, as you see some skid marks, and hard into outside wall goes Eric Monaco and Wyatt Walker. A lot of damaged race cars, and luckily we don't have another short track for like 3 weeks until New Hampshire, so these teams can fix up these short track cars again. But a lot of chaos here at New Smyrna, and a tough one for Monaco and Wyatt Walker.
Yeah, and you see right here, 78 machine. Wyatt Walker just in a bad place right here on that outside lane. These guys kind of sliding up, and that guy who slid up was Eric Monaco, and he didn't really slide up into him until down the backstretch. Yeah, and that's a tough one for those guys, but like I said, we've seen so many wrecks like that here this evening. Hopefully it'll be the last one, but we'll just have to see. But we're going to have a good finish regardless here for this All-Star race win.
It's going to be a fantastic finish. We're going to have about 20-25 laps to go. Let's get back to the restart once again here for the All-Star race. Welcome back to new Smyrna Speedway for the Season 5 JBL All-Star Race. It has been a chaotic night. Fantastic racing, maybe a little bit chaotic, but it's the All-Star Race. If there's any race where we will have some chaos, it is this one. And I'm perfectly okay with it, because everyone's racing for a Season 6 reserve. It will be Andrews, Garcia, Wachowski, Hamill, and Jordan Andrews, the open winner, inside the top 5. And then Lopez, Tube, and Eli Bright the top 8. April and Stout the top 10. 24 laps to go. And here we go. Ace Garcia and John Andrews, in my opinion, might be the two cars to beat here late in this one.
And they gotta be careful not to take each other out. Oh, that's tight there with Garcia and Andrews. You know, if you get Rutkowski or you get Eli, or should I say Derek Hamill in the mix right here, Eli Bright unfortunately took himself out there early on, but he's trying to rebound there. He's still in this race, crawling his way back up. Hamill's going for third there on Rutkowski, which is good for Garcia and Andrews in their attempt to pull away from the field here and get this one. Gonna be very interesting to see, though. Oh, here we go. Garcia once again trying to cross back over on Andrews for the race lead.
Back and forth all night long. Oh, Wachowski into Hamill a little bit back there. Garcia's going to try to do a slide job. Andrews not going to allow the slide job to happen. Andrews trying to build up some momentum on that top side. Not going to be able to quite do it yet. Sliding up the racetrack like we've seen all night. Ace Garcia and Andrews starting to pull away. And like we've seen all season, Joe Wachowski's doing a good job up front. And how about Nick Lopez back up towards the top 5. He's going to shove the 0-2. Oh boy, I think we're back under the caution. Oh, big one. Both LCO cars involved. And done.
Aaron Abel and Eric Monaco.
That's unfortunate. That's going to end Monaco's top 5 streak here in the Cup Series. At Dover and Kansas, at least. And Monaco, he moved on from the open and was running up front, off and on all night long like everyone has. And those two are going to be done here tonight. Let's go ahead and get to the replay, as 2 more cars are done here tonight in the All-Star Race. Here we go. That's what happened in turns 1 and 2. Abel kind of shoved Jordan Edwards, the All-Star Open winner, through the corner all the way, and then on exit kind of moved him up the racetrack. Edwards into Lopez, and then unfortunately Abel was going to turn Edwards and finish the job. Abel gets a little bit sideways, going to hit the outside wall, and comes off the ground a little bit surprisingly, and then number 8 machine. Miller's going to barely squeak by. Eli Bright's going to stop, but then a big hit for Eric Monaco right there. His own teammate with some damage. Well, not damage, with a lot of damage. Jordan Stout with maybe a tiny tap. But even more carnage, and that's a tough break for both of those drives, and really all 3. Abel was strong here tonight. And then, of course, the 31 and the 3 both made it from the open. Carnage here at New Smyrna here. It's getting wild, and these drives know it's getting crunch time, and they keep on wrecking. Let's get to another replay of this one.
Yeah, and Aaron Abel here in the 8 kind of did this one to himself right there. Maybe not. Jordan Edwards, Nick Lopez get into it ahead of him, and there's just nowhere for his teammate of Eric Monaco to go right there. And yeah, hard hits for both of the RCR cars in this one, but well, that's just the way it goes sometimes. I've said that like all night. That's the way it goes here in New Smyrna. We see so many wrecks that could theoretically be avoided that are not. And it's going to give us yet another restart here in this All-Star race.
Yeah, this is why it's the All-Star Race. These guys are definitely going crazy, and we'll see what happens with another restart here at New Smyrna. Welcome back to New Smyrna Speedway once again, and we will have another restart. We started out with 21 cars, and now we only have 13 left on the racetrack. We started 17 here for the second half, and only 13 remain. We have 15 laps to go exactly, and we have Garcia, Andrews, Wachowski, Tube in 4th. Great one from he could win this thing. Hamill, Lopez, Miller, The 78 is still Peter, Eli Bright, Trey Barlow, Stout, Farmington, and Edwards to top 13. 13 cars are left. 15 laps to go in the All-Star race.
Oh, and the top two didn't really jump away this time. And Rutkowski, Spurley right there on these guys. You know, wouldn't it be something that 0-2 got the win? And it's very possible that he could pull it off as Andrews pushes Garcia out of the way right there. And Rutkowski takes second. And now John Andrews has to manage this field here. Spurley right there all over the side of the 7 machine to the corner.
And you know what, Spurley, he won the 500. And you know who was in the booth for me? You. So Spurley trying to go 2 for 2 for not only
the two guys that I've called the 2 races. I haven't called 2 races this season because I know I called Daytona, I called Atlanta, and those are the 2 winners.
Yep, the 1-2.
How about that? Who's going to have the better advantage here? That's the big question. It's going to be very interesting to see who gets it done here in this race. If they keep battling for second, though, that 34 is going to pull away.
Of course, Spurley, he's in a scenario where he's only doing the 500 and now the All-Star race, so if he wants a season 6 reserve, he has to basically win this here tonight, and he's going to fall back. Failed battle really hard for second, 3 wide for second between Ace Garcia and Nick Lopez and Dale Camel. And oh my goodness, look at these guys. Top second on back, just under a blanket. Now, I think they're trying to figure out who has the fastest car to catch up with John Andrews. But meanwhile, they're running out of time. They only have 10 laps to go.
Yeah, I mean, they keep doing that. That 34 is going to pull away, and it's getting to the point where it's going to take a caution for anyone to get to him. And hey, you know, that's still possible after what we've seen here tonight. He's going to take second, back away. Of course, he was the guy battling with Andrews the majority of that run, but the way it's looking right now, that 34, he's out of here. He's a second ahead of the field.
Well, but Ace Garcia is pulling away from Joe Wachowski, and he cut down that lead to half a second last lap. He goes wide that time in 1 and 2, though. It's putting Joe Wachowski with him in the number 43. Spurley going to the inside of Nick Lopez. Oh, but Wachowski's going to get to the inside of Ace Garcia. That's going to make them lose some ground. It's looking really good for John Andrews as Spurley Tube's going to shove Lopez up the racetrack. 6 laps to go at the line. And these guys need to stop battling for second if they want any shot at John Andrews.
Yeah, they want to be the one who gets to Andrews, though. And they keep doing that. They're not even going to get to him to begin with. But Garcia's going to try to be that person who gets there. I mean, Andrews still slipping up on this racetrack here. And 5 laps to go. Ace Garcia still has a chance. There's still an opportunity.
Yeah, even though they were battling for second, they still gained a tenth roughly on John Andrews. If they do that, they would get to him right at the white flag. Garcia and Wachowski are going to battle once again, and it stays about the same. It stays the exact same for the gap that time by. Wachowski, I think he wants to give this race win more than Ace Garcia. And he's going to take second away from John Andrews. And you know what? This season, all year long, it's been, it's if you want to win, you have to beat Joe Wachowski. And that might be what it comes down to for John Andrews here. But we are running out of time, 2 laps to go, and it's looking really good for this 34.
And they continue the battle for second place right there. Ace Garcia once again trying to take second away, and next time by it's going to be the white flag here for John Andrews in that 34 machine.
What a wild and chaotic all-star night with the open and the race. Garcia is clear of Wachowski, but I think it's going to be too little too late. There's a lap car up ahead, but I don't think we're going to catch up to him in time. John Andrews is going to come off turn number 4 and win the Season 5 JBL All-Star Race. And once
it's
again,
the opposite for me here. When you call a race on my channel, you guys never seem to do well. That's also the case for Caleb whenever he calls a race with me, but 2 times in a row I've been in the booth, and my man John Andrews from my team, Front Row Motorsports, has gone to victory lane, so I'm happy about that for him. Happy for my man John Andrews getting it done here tonight.
And he is going to guarantee get a season number 6 reserve here in that season. Of course, a 5-season veteran, if he chooses to return, will be a 6-season veteran. But what a race here at not at Darlington, at New Smyrna, a wild one to say the least. Lots of carnage here in All-Star Race, but that's just what it is. But minus all the cautions, we still saw fantastic racing all night long between the Open and both segments for the All-Star Race. I think New Smyrna definitely delivered when it came to the racing here. Maybe a little bit too much carnage, but at the same time, it's the All-Star Race. If there's any place to have some carnage, it's the All-Star Race. What a race here at New Smyrna. We didn't know who was going to get the job done until the end. John Andrews gets the job done. Wachowski, Garcia, Hamill, great one from Spurley too, finishing 5th. Nick Lopez in 6th. Edwards, Miller, Bright, Stout, Walker, and Barrow, top 12, all finished on the lead lap. And then Farmington 1 lap down. And then Abel, Monaco, Buell, and Williams all crashed out in this one. And then I believe it was like Dell, Block, William Block, Clifton, Zydell, and someone else who crashed out in the first one. Don't want to blink on who crashed out in the first half. But what a... Oh yeah, it was Travis Crampton. But what a all-star race here, and honestly, little final thoughts gonna be pretty happy. But joining us with the win, final thoughts here at New Smyrna, and what are you looking forward to for the longest race of the season at Charlotte next week?
I mean, obviously, first of all, John Ayers getting this win is pretty awesome for us there, and you know what? It's good to see him get an All-Star Race win right there. I think we've had a good year to an extent, but it could have been a lot better for us. We haven't had the best of runs. I feel like we deserve to be a lot better, but no surprise to see us get this win. And then, obviously the Coke 600, one of the best races of the year in any series. Always a lot of fun when we head to Charlotte. And it's going to be a lot of fun seeing gets it done there in the longest race of the season. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. It's the month of May, best month of the year for racing. And we got a lot of great stuff coming up here in the NR world.
Oh yeah, without doubt. You mentioned it's the month of May, and so far the month of May has been fantastic. Darlington, check. That was great. All-Star Race at New Smyrna, check. We still have one more race weekend left here in the month of May, and that is Charlotte for both Twats and Cup. Longest race of the season. 4 races to go in the regular season for Cup. 3 races to go in the regular season for Twats. It's getting down to it. It's going to be at Sign, and after Charlotte will be a 1-week break, and then we will get down to the real crunch time with only 2 races left for Twats and 3 races left in Cup. It's getting that sign. I hope you guys enjoy the All-Star Race here at New Smyrna. It's kind of chaotic, but still a fun one to say the least. Great All-Star night with the Open and the All-Star Race. John Andrews gets the race win for Front Run Motorsports. Until Charlotte next week for Twats and Cup. For Alex, I'm Race 97, aka Nathan Stapleton, and we will see you guys next time at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Bye!